Hello, this is Kevin with Earthway Experience, and this project, self-reliant project, we're gonna make a knife sharpener, a strop. This is some leather, a little bit thicker leather I bought, and I bought this for making knife sheaths, but yeah, we don't always have this laying around, and this kind of material may or may not be easy to find, but I'd like to save this for some knife sheaths that I'll make later. But this is a leather belt that I found at the flea market, and it just, yeah, perfect. These are some boards that when I bought some lumber, they had these laying around, and I take these, they're just scrap wood. Alone, I think they're a little bit thin, but together they'll be thick enough. So I'm going to use some, here you can practice your Swedish and Finnish and Norwegian, but some outside wood glue, and I'll glue these two together. We don't need our strop to be this long, so we'll probably cut these in half once we get them together. Cut the leather down to size, and then we'll use some contact cement to attach the belt onto these boards. But first, let's go ahead and glue these together. Well, I am using outdoor glue. I think indoor glue would be okay, but because we're not going to leave this out in the rain, our leather knife sharpener, but I think outdoor glue is going to be better. So we had put a little bit of glue on each board, and I'm just going to rub them back and forth a little bit so that we get our glue nice and spread out, and then we will attach our clamps. So a little bit of overkill, but I have the clamps, why not use them? So we'll go away, work on another project, and in a couple hours we'll come back, take that off, and work on this a little bit more. Okay, we got our things laid out here. Of course, the ever necessary coffee there on the table, so I can take a sip here once in a while. A couple of different kinds of contact cement that I had, our belt, and let's go ahead and take the clamps off this board. Alright, we got the clamps off. Got a nice board there now. Good thickness. Be nice and sturdy. Be able to hold that. And next we're going to cut the leather and the board to length that we want. I have my board cut in half here. You see I have it laid out on the belt. I'll go ahead and make a mark here and cut our first leather bit. Then I'll lay out the other one where I have the mark right here, and cut out 2 bits of leather here. They're just sitting on there, the pieces of leather on my board, and just looking at the directions here for the contact cement, and apply to both surfaces, allow to dry for 10 to 15 minutes, and then firmly set the pieces together that you want glued. So I'll put some glue on each side on the leather and the wood, let it sit for 10 minutes, and clamp it again. wanted to show here. Got the glue on there, and try to get, you know, right out to the edges as good as I can. We don't want the leather coming off. So again, I maybe err on the side of too much, but one thing I just wanted to mention is, you know, I got this boards, just scrap, and the belt from a flea market, Lopis. But Army surplus always has leather, and maybe in your closet you've got an old leather belt. And there's lots of places that we can get these supplies. I've got a little bit extra leather left over. It'll be a little bit shorter than the other ones, but I'll make another one later. And then after we get these glued together and it's dried, I'll take it downstairs, and the back side I'll round the edges off a little bit, just sand it up and make it a little bit nicer there on this back edge that you're gonna see. Just a matter of personal preference. It's not necessary, but round edges will keep splinters out. It'll keep it from splintering. So we'll be back in another 5 minutes here for the glue to dry. So now we have our two sharpeners here, and the idea, I'll try to do it here one-handed. Pretend I'm holding this, but we're gonna rub the knife back and forth. I've also seen it where you can draw the knife backwards. It's another method of doing it. I have a diamond sharpener that I usually use for the kind of the first sharpening, and then this afterwards, and gives it a really, really fine edge. You can buy a foldable diamond sharpener, and they'll last for years and years and years and years. But I think this is a good combination and a good way of keeping our knives in good shape. So thank you for watching, and if you like our stuff, please subscribe.